Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Victoria, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a rant video, if you will. It's going to be a part of my whole Let's Talk series where I just kind of express my opinions on things and whatnot. So, first of all, I may not be looking like the cutest thing right now. Yeah, I don't know. This topic has been like literally boiling in my mind, and I just couldn't really be bothered to put on the extra makeup or do my hair, but it's casual, I'm just chilling. So anyway, as you can see from the title, this video is gonna be me talking about my opinions on the education system, and I have a lot of feelings about it, definitely. I'm gonna try doing this and making minimal cuts and edits to the video. And I didn't really plan out what I was going to say or a particular order or anything. I'm just going to kind of speak from the top of my mind. That's always how it goes with my videos. But basically, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time, but I just never really got around to it. Never knew how I wanted to voice my opinion about it, and I just never did it. I have so many things I want to say about this. I'm going to start this video giving a bit of background and backstory to my current school situation, if I'm a student, what's going on with all that. If you've been on my channel for a while, then you probably know that last year I was in my first year of university, and after high school I did an extra year of high school. I don't know if it's the same in like other parts of the world, but here in like Canada we refer to it as grade 13 or a victory lap. You can go back for a semester or a full year and just take some extra credits, right? So the thing is, I had the grades to go straight to post-secondary school, but the thing is, in my opinion, you're a kid when you leave high school, right? I was 17. I literally didn't know what I want to do with my life. I still don't know to this day, which we're gonna get into, but I just think it's kind of ridiculous that you're getting pressured by all these outside sources to essentially decide what you want to do forever when you haven't even figured yourself out yet. There's just really no logic behind it whatsoever. It's a really flawed system. So I had the grades to go to university, but I was completely switching around my ideas on what I wanted to do, and like I said, I'm going to go into this because more money, or no, but I really like this, so I'm going to do this instead. I just didn't know. I was torn. It was a huge dilemma. You saw all the smart kids like going to be nurses and doctors, taking the math and science route, and here I am. I completely excel in like everything but that. Like I love art, music, drama, anything that allows you to be creative and express your individuality. That's really what I like. I am so bad in those like sciencey math kind of subjects. Like I've never understood them, and I never will. It just doesn't work in my head. So I don't know. I was kind of trying to go towards like that whole science and math kind of route because that's what everyone else was doing, right? So I was like, I'm gonna get the good job if I go that way. But then I was thinking, but like I'm not gonna be happy. I don't want a career in that anyway, you know what I mean? So I decided to go back for grade 13 and take the extra year of high school because I feel like I really needed the time to just kind of mentally mature because I was 17 years old. Like university was ridiculous to me at that age, and I figured might as well take this opportunity to play around with some courses and kind of expand my interest a bit, so maybe I have a more clear sense for the next year when I apply to post-secondary, right? So, pretty much. I have so much like in my head, I don't even know how to narrow it down. So I took the extra year of high school, and my main focus that year was to focus on social sciences because I've always been really interested in psychology and just how the mind works and studying about people's personalities, everyone's differences and how the mind works and stuff. I don't know, just psychology in general. I loved it. So I went back, I took like a sociology course, psychology course, I took a philosophy, just kind of going more towards what I was interested in to maybe see if there's something that I'd like to continue studying on after high school, right? And then I realized, yeah, math and science totally isn't for me, so I'm going to go into psychology. Keep in mind, this is a big part of this whole story, pretty much like the main issue with what I'm going to get into. But, you know how when you're in high school and you're kind of like in grade 12 usually, you'll have a lot of different universities and speakers from those schools come and kind of give you a little introduction on their school and kind of help make the whole applying to university process easier. Like, you get a lot of schools come and they can answer your questions and stuff. So we had that a lot. And yeah, there's this one school I really liked. My sister went there, and Western University is on my sweater. That's pretty much the university here in London. People come from all over the world. It's a really great university. And the thing is, they have little affiliate universities that are their own schools, but you're still a Western student. So there's a little affiliate, and it's also in my city. It's just a smaller community called King's University College, affiliate of Western Ontario. So you're still a Western student. You still have classes on main campus, except most of your classes and where you usually tend to be is like the smaller affiliate school. So I really like the close-knit, personal kind of classroom setting where like teachers actually know your name and stuff. So I loved King's. I wanted to go there. And I had people come to my school, and one of the big things that I've heard is that math is extremely recommended if you want to do psychology, because they're going to put you through like research methods courses and whatnot, right? So King's counselors, like the counselors for the university I want to go to, told me to my face when I asked them, yeah, you don't need your grade 12 data management, it's just recommended. And then even my own high school counselor said, yeah, your marks in math haven't been good clearly. It's not needed, it is recommended, but in your case, maybe you just shouldn't even bother with it and just see how you go in psychology without your math, right? So this is what really pisses me off, and excuse my language, but it does. So okay, here we go. So in grade 13, I was signed up for my math courses that I needed. Okay, and then I was told I didn't need them, so I was like, screw that, I hate math, I dropped them, took my social classes. So last year rolled around after grade 13, where I do university, and I loved first year so much. I loved taking psychology, it was so interesting. I was like, okay, this is definitely what I want to major in. I'm so fascinated in this, blah, 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 all that. So then at the end of the school year, when it's kind of the time of like registering for your second year, we had a ton of King's people and administration come to my class, and guess what they said? Yeah, a lot of our students in the psychology field are struggling in our second year stats and research methods courses. So this year we decided that you need high school data as a prerequisite to major in psychology. Ah, great. So basically, I had the course registered in high school. The King's counselors and administration told me to my face, you don't need it. And then, even though they likely would have been planning it for quite some time, they all of a sudden changed it out of nowhere. Not only that, but I had the marks to go to university, so if I just didn't go to grade 13, went straight to university, that probably wouldn't have applied to me because I wouldn't have been a first year student at the time. So you can see how this pisses me off, okay? I went to talk to guidance counselors and they said, yeah, sorry, like you really need to go back and get these credits and everything. And the thing is, you know how you can take like academic courses in high school or like the applied alternatives to them, right? So I took usually all academic except math. I've known I was bad at math since elementary school. So grade 9, 10, 11, the 3 mandatory high school math credits you need, applied college, applied all low-level maths, right? So to get into that data management I needed in grade 12, you need to have at least like the academic course from the previous year as a prerequisite, right? So yeah, she's like, basically you can't really go into second year unless you go back and get those courses. But since you took all applied, you're gonna have to go back a few years and catch up. So yeah, basically I tried to squeeze, okay, this is so annoying. I had to go back to grade 10 math, grade 11 math to get into my data so I could have the prerequisites for my university maths just to major in psychology. And I tried to fit it all into one summer by second year, but it was just too complicated and such a short amount of time. It wasn't possible or realistic. I had a lot of personal family stuff go on that made me just like totally just drop the course. It was a really hard time for me in the summer. And also you have to do your intent to register for next year like by the end of your first university year. So technically there, like even if something went wrong and I didn't pass the courses, then I couldn't really guarantee my spot if I was registered, if that makes sense. I don't know. So yeah, I'm super annoyed at the education system, and it's just ridiculous. I love psychology, and it's silly because I know that this isn't stuff I'm gonna need, like figuring out algebra and God, all that stuff, but somehow it's still mandatory. So honestly, I really wanted to finish university and get my bachelor's degree, but it just sounds so unappealing now. And then meanwhile, you're ranking up debt, tons of money that you don't have is being used for student loans and everything. And now, you know, all this debt adds up from school, and it's just, I don't know. It's made me so miserable because I'm sitting every day in a class I don't like, and it's just like the most annoying thing ever. It's so discouraging because what if I do pass these classes, right? And then I go to university and I take these research methods and stat courses that I need to major in psychology. Not only do you have to pass them, and if I don't do well on those, and what, that's like a few $1,000s for one course wasted. I don't know. More and more I'm kind of thinking that I don't even know if I want to finish university. I should have been in second year now, but I had to take the year off to do these credits, and it's not making me happy, so I don't know. I feel really stuck with my whole school situation, and it's a big decision. I mean, I think you see some people who don't go to school at all and they do totally fine. Like, I know so many creative people my age who are just working and are using that money to travel, and they don't really care about going to school. And that's one of the most annoying things about the education system. They seem to rush you and rush you and rush you and get you in this mentality that you have to go straight after high school, get your degree by the time you're 23, get a job by the time you're 25. You know, it's just unrealistic. The thing is, stuff like that, especially when you're paying so much money, you can go at your own pace. You know, like university, they pressure you into thinking you have to go right away. But in my first year, I had moms and dads in my classes. You literally have people from like a huge age span, and you can really go back and get your education anytime you want. And there's, funny enough, someone who was in my psychology lecture who was in the exact same boat as me. He was like, yep, I was in your class when they said that you have to go back and get these credits, so now I'm screwed. I had to take the year off too. So just a really crappy and just ultimately unfair situation overall. So I don't know. The thing is, if you have a passion, I think you should always try going for that first. And of course, school is nice in the sense that who doesn't want education, right? Like, I genuinely enjoy going to school because I like learning about psychology. I like to expand my knowledge. Like, who wouldn't want to expand your knowledge? There's so much to know in this world, and education is just an amazing, beautiful thing we have to keep learning and just keep growing, and it's just amazing to gain more knowledge and wisdom. But I feel like the education system just completely kills that, you know? You get so many hard deadlines and so many strict expectations that you don't know what you're going to do with your life and everything. That just completely takes the fun away from learning. It just makes it a competitive, bitter atmosphere. So I guess that's my rant. I don't know if that was relatable. I kind of just went off on my own situation, and I love talking to you guys more than anything. I've needed to get that off my chest, so even if it turned out kind of jumbled, nonetheless, if you're still at this part of the video, I really appreciate you watching. And if you're at that age where you're expected to decide what you want to do and you feel really lost or stuck, just go with your gut and your heart. Think about your passions and put that first, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And even if you feel like you don't know what you want to do at this point in time, university and school in general is always going to be there. If you're still young, you have the time to decide. And I think one thing that both of us, like me and you guys, have to realize, I definitely have to realize it as well, is that life takes its own course, and no matter what, it's always going to turn out for the better. I mean, if you think about your life 5 years ago, 3 years ago, even 1 year ago, I'm sure so much that you didn't expect to happen has just totally changed, and you never know how things are going to turn out. So I'd say just go with the flow and just trust your instincts and everything. And yeah, I really hope they improve the education system a bit, because I think their biggest flaw is not really focusing on people's individuality and creativity, and they just basically treat students as these objects, and you're all expected to do the exact same thing and excel at the same things. And it's back in the day, a university or college degree was so valuable, and now it's kind of the bare minimum that you need to get a job. And even then, you have this amazing degree that you spent thousands of dollars on, and you graduate and you still can't find a job. I mean, it's kind of like an endless tunnel, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a good benefit at all. So yeah, I'm 20 years old. I'm totally lost. I'm stuck, and I have no idea what I want to do with my life, even though this is the age where you expect you'll have absolutely everything figured out. So if you're younger than me or older than me, I mean, just keep in mind that you won't know what you want to do. I mean, I still consider myself a kid, right? I think they just try to pressure you and rush you too quickly. So if you feel like you're stressing out because you just don't know, then just trust in life and its natural course, and I guess hopefully we'll all get out alive okay. So that was my little rant. As per usual, I'll have all my links down below, and sorry if this, I said this already, sorry if this was like random or not put together properly. I'm just like clearly pretty mad and like just overwhelmed and upset, not even knowing if I want to finish university. Don't know if I want to get through these math courses. I don't know. Just a bad situation right now. So nonetheless, stay tuned for my next video. It'll probably be a bit more positive, but rant over. I'm gonna stop talking. Bye guys, love you.